And welcome to Flightdeck Live, powered by SportBuff Shop. If you go to sportbuffshop.com and use the code Flightdeck10 at checkout, you will save 10% off your entire order. I'm Tim Capper, along with Cliffy D. Pine here for Percival Molson Stadium, where the Alouettes
came all the way back.
This is one that the people who stayed, because we will admit people did leave, considering what the score was tonight early on in the second half. They missed one hell of a show. This ranks right up there with the Miracle on Mount Royal versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 2019, and the infamous rain game with Tanner Marsh leading the Alouettes to a win versus BC
back in 2013. Yeah. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that particular game, because even though there wasn't a lot of rain during the game, there was a lot of rain before the game this evening here in Montreal. But during the game itself, I feel like Davis Alexander played this game against the Argonauts very similarly to how Tanner Marsh did. He came into the game, didn't look great, had a couple of rough patches here and there, but found the way to win. And that's exactly what Davis Alexander did tonight. He found the way to win.
He did. The Alouettes come back from an 18-point deficit. They were down 25-7 at one point to beat the Toronto Argonauts, 26-25, to improve their record to 4-2 on the season. There's a lot to talk about. It's probably going to take not only Flight Deck Live, but the show this week, too, to talk about what has happened. But despite the win, the Alouettes did not come away unscathed, unfortunately.
They did not. And again, credit to Davis Alexander for doing what he did, doing what he had to do to get this W, which, by the way, his 8th straight victory to start his career, now tied with Danny McManus for the most wins all time by a quarterback starting his career in the CFL.
He did, yeah.
But unfortunately, it came at a price.
It did. Everybody remembers what happened in the game in Edmonton. It was in the third quarter where it came up. It actually happened on the. It was the go-ahead touchdown for the Alouettes in the fourth quarter as Davis ran the ball in for a rushing touchdown. Pulled up lame. He stayed in as the trooper that he is. He stayed in the game for the 2-point convert. But you know it's. I think I think we can say coming this week versus Calgary, it will not be Davis Alexander starting for the Alouettes this week.
Unfortunately not. Again, barring some sort of medical miracle, and again, those happen too, but I think truly the Alouettes really have to err on the side of caution yet again and not play Davis. If he's less than 100%, don't risk it. I mean, you see what he was able to do. You see how this team rallied behind him.
Yeah.
How he basically put the team on his back and got the W. Don't do anything that's going to jeopardize that. I think if the Alouettes are smart, you take a look at going into this game against Calgary in exactly 1 week too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now the discussion has to be, okay, did McLeod Bethel-Thompson figure it out enough to be getting that spot, or do you go with the other young mobile quarterback in Caleb Evans?
It'll be interesting because if anybody was watching the game, they did see that for the last, I guess we could say, drive of the game, it was Caleb Evans. It was an MBT. I don't know if we can read much into that, but obviously we will see once the first day of practice comes about, which I'm guessing with a full week still again will probably be on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned, obviously, and anything comes out to our socials, we'll make sure that we get that out to you. I was throwing around a thing, and by the way, we have to give the accolades itself. Obviously with Tyson Philpott being a late scratch tonight, a game time decision. It wasn't actually like what it was mentioned on the report. Actually, it wasn't the knee. It was another part of the lower body that he's dealing with.
That's right.
But I was throwing around the thoughts, and I'm curious to know what you think about this. Is that we were talking about, Davis is now 8-0 in the record books for what he has accomplished. Obviously, when he gets back, he's going to go for 9.
Yep.
Same as the Owls. Oh my God. Is it fair to throw around the term legend based off of what was done today by Davis Alexander?
The term legend or GOAT, greatest of all time, gets thrown around so bloody much these days. But my God, I mean, for what Davis Alexander was able to do in this game was, I mean, incredible. He did not look good for the first half. He did not look good.
The team did not look good for the first, basically 2.5 quarters.
I was going to say that first half of football was a dog's breakfast. I mean, I think it's the most polite way I could put it. It was just not good football at all.
No, it was not. But
as I say, winners find a way to win, and that's exactly what Davis Alexander did. I mean, just slowly but surely. I mean, and again, the defense finally came alive in the fourth quarter as well, shutting down Nick Arbuckle and company because, I mean, Arbuckle looked like he was playing like a guy that does not want to give back his starting job to Chad Kelly.
No, he played really well tonight. I mean, I was very surprised that one of the biggest things that we'll talk about later on, too, if we can get some more stats on it, from CFL stats guru Steve Daniel, is that the Alouettes did not have their first rushing attempt until under 3 minutes left in the second quarter tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's inexcusable. I mean, you've got some really talented running backs on this team. Sean Thomas Arlington, who, by the way, did get a rushing touchdown tonight. Travis Tice, who had some really nice runs himself, and also did a little bit of kick and punt returning as well,
which we'll talk about here in a second. Yeah.
I mean, listen, you've got the running backs, you've got the horses. Hand the ball off, for crying out loud. I really don't get the play calling when it comes. Again, maybe it's because former quarterback Jason Moss is the head coach. Former quarterback Anthony Calvillo is the OC. Maybe they just don't like running backs. I don't know.
It's an interesting question because, as we know, usually the first X amount of plays are scripted, and I'm curious to know the thought process, and that's why we're hoping to see the post game scrum that was done. Hear his thoughts. It's very strange. I don't think until we see the actual stats. I can't remember a team that, unless it is indoor football, that does not run as much as the Owls did tonight, and they still ended up with a huge number of yardage and after the fact, because I think after that first attempt in the second quarter, late in second quarter, it was like 5 straight.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of times too where Davis himself, being flushed out of the pocket, had no choice but to tuck the ball under his arm and run. So
yeah,
I mean, I just hope that the final stats show that he did not lead the team in rushing, because I will not.
No, he didn't. Real quick, you're talking about Travis Tice. He did take over for the return duties. A very interesting return that he had, or attempted return that he had in the fourth quarter, where it easily could have been a turnover. Really, how Tice bobbled the ball and how it did not go to the Argos defender is beyond me. But the reason why he was doing the returning is because James Letcher, I was told coming today that he may have been coming out in a sling.
Actually, I can confirm. I did see him post game and didn't talk to him, but I can definitely see his arm was in a sling. Hoping that's just a precautionary measure, but at the same time, you see something like that, and your first concern is, oh crap, now what?
Yeah. It's curious to say, with all the current injuries that we have, and we were talking about this post game with a lot of people on the field tonight, and with players and stuff like that, and there's just the amount of hamstring injuries that this team has had so far this year. Austin Mack came away unscathed, thank goodness, on his first game back. But as we saw what happened with Mack, and some of the other players that we spoke with recently, but injuries happen during the year. It's just a matter of next man up. Always, as Coach Moss said, when it comes to the next person who's next in the nest, whoever's in the hanger.
That's right. I mean, it's a grind, and you got to be ready for it no matter what. And it is a little concerning to see all these hammy injuries, but I mean, this is where now the depth of this team is going to be tested. And also, too, let's not forget, if Tyson Philpott can't go, if others can't go, we do have a certain Alexander Hollins that's ready to make his debut.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just trying to get to know the playbook because I was surprised he wasn't activated tonight. As you know, with Tyson Philpott not playing tonight, but still, it's learning the playbook, and whoever is going to be behind center. Real quickly, let's talk about some stats here, and we are going to go into this obviously in more detail on the podcast this week. Earlier broadcasts than normal will be on Tuesday.
Yep.
But Davis Alexander today went 26 of 39 for 303 yards for his second 300-yard game of his career. 1 touchdown, 1 interception that should not have been thrown. Got away with another one in the second half, which he got lucky because I think I swear I think the wind was playing tricks with the ball tonight in stadium. But with the Argos receiver stepping out of bounds, thank goodness.
Well, he caught the ball as he was going out of bounds, so thankfully it doesn't count. So,
yeah.
But you're right. That was a throw that Davis, I'm sure, would love to have back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Leading rusher was Travis Tice. 6 attempts for 40 yards. Despite that whole thing in this up to the second quarter, the Alouettes did have 16 rushing attempts tonight.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something. Leading receiver for the Alouettes was Cole Speaker. 9 receptions on 13 targets, 129 yards, and a touchdown. Should have been 2. We haven't seen the actual footage yet of the strip where the ball was stripped from him, went into the end zone, and it was recovered for a touchback. Also, I know they were trying, like they say, try to go back to the players as quickly as possible on that touchdown for that go-ahead touchdown for the Owls. They tried to go to him on a 2-point convert. Did not get it also. So I'm, push-ups.
Basically, yeah. I mean, to have such a brilliant touchdown catch to basically get the Alouettes on the board when it comes to touchdowns, and then after that, just the yips. I think that's the only way you can describe it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unfortunate because that is not Cole Speaker. I mean, that is not the Cole Speaker that we've known for several years now. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you're just, what's the expression? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
Yeah.
In that instance, he was the nail.
Yeah. For the defense, and this is where it really stood out at the end of the game, it was sealed not only by a thunderous hit by Marc-Antoine Dequoy.
Oh, my God.
But it was also, it led to an interception that sealed the game by Kabian Ento.
Keep calm and KB on. Meanwhile, I would love to watch the Argos presser because I'm pretty sure Nick Arbuckle has a 24, right across his face because he got wrecked.
Yeah. For the Alouettes did have 2 quarterback sacks, one by Luau Ugalak and the other one by Jeffrey Cantonar-Coup. Again, in the 1 interception, was only by Ento. The Owls did lead the game in the total turnovers 2-1 because they turnover on downs at the end of the first half for the Argos.
Imagine that, winning the turnover battle and then winning the game. What a concept.
Surprise. Obviously, it is a result that Alouettes Nation wanted. Just less than 20,000. It's been a while since we've seen less than 20,000 at Percival Molson.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it didn't sound like less than 20,000 because especially during that last drive, oh my goodness, the noise was deafening. Once again, Alouettes Nation brings the noise, brings the funk, brings the fun too, and it always makes for a great atmosphere at Percival Molson Stadium. So if you didn't get a chance to come to this game, folks, you missed out on one hell of a match.
Yeah. Yes, you did. And I can understand why the people left, but still, in the CFL, as we know,
no lead is
safe.
They beat that into your head over and over again. No lead is safe.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, in a perfect world, a 25-7 lead should be a safe lead, but not in this league, not in this town, not in this province.
No,
not in this country.
No, and as we've seen our fair share of great games come down to the wire and wins and losses. So, I mean, if you miss any part of this broadcast, you can catch it on archive over on X, Facebook, or on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, if you are watching us live or if you're doing it on archive, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button so you know that when we will go live next. So.
Oh, this guy again.
Just wanted to say hello.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Adeyemi Berglund, who, by the way, had one hell of a match tonight.
Yeah, thank you, guys. That's awesome. It was a crazy game. obviously games like that come down to the wire at one point. I know everyone was kind of, oh man, what's gonna happen? But didn't lose faith. Stuck true to the process, and that's what the result is. Awesome.
Do you feel like this defense finally came alive at the right time in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with our defense, I do believe we have the best defense in the league, and you can't just say things like that. There's teams that might be ranked ahead of us right now, but it's week. What is it? Week 6? Week 7?
Week 7. Yeah.
So we got 6 games under our belts, but there's so many players that can make plays. And I always tell Joey this. It's like spinning a dial. You never know who's going to make the play, when they're going to make the play, but somebody will make that play. And I just think that it was really good for us, not confidence-wise, but just to see that we can do things like that at the end of the game. Because, I think it was going into the fourth quarter. I don't really remember the time, but, down 18, and it's pretty grim. They've had long drives on offense, and, it's been tough. And then so to be able to shut them down there at the end of the game and to be able to come through at the end is awesome. So, yeah.
Was the Argos dink and dunk getting frustrating you guys a little bit? Because we were noticing it's sort of similar to what BC was doing, a couple of weeks ago. But does that type of play that frustrate you guys when you're not able to get the result at that time?
I mean, it's like football. If you don't make the play, it's like and that's any play. You don't get the sack, he throws it, and it's But the good thing is we're just able to flush that as a defense. I don't really see anyone that is holding things back or holding. Pointing fingers. It's tough. Like they're pros too, right? They come in with the game plan, and they execute their game plan, and then it's up to us to adjust and to figure out what works well for us and what we can do. To stop those guys, and yeah, they're all professionals, so it's tough. Yeah, I guess for any play. Just happy we're able to adjust and to play our style of football again.
We were throwing around, obviously, this is, by the way, 18 points is the second largest comeback in Alouettes history. It goes back to 2019, where they came back from 20 down. Talk to us about Davis Alexander and what he's brought to the team, because, Cliff and I have seen him since day one in Three Rivers when he joined this team. But tell us a little bit about Davis Alexander and what he means to you guys and to the team.
First off, man, like Davis is probably one of my closest friends on the team. I only got here last year, but me and him have spent a ton of time together personally, and throughout everything, ups, downs, everything. But me and Davis off the field have spent a ton of time together. In the off season, we've constantly talked, and even through this, with football, obviously we're all together. And that's one of the guys pregame that I always make sure that I come in and I talk to. We talk to each other through text and everything. All of that to say, Davis is the perfect leader for this team, and he's got the perfect mentality. When you want to talk about offense, defense, special teams, it emanates from him and his play. Right? You see it, right? The passion he plays with, and just the way that he's been, just blessed throughout his journey. He is the perfect leader for this team. Is exactly who we are. The Alouettes, who we are, it emanates through Davis. And it's not a one-man show, but, I just love that guy. And I know everyone will say the same thing. And, I'm just so happy for his success. I think, what is that, 8-0? Is that a record?
It ties a record.
But, yeah, I just love that guy, and I love what he does. And so happy for him. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about him. And, yeah.
One thing I did tell Davis a couple of weeks ago when he was still hurt is that I was really impressed, and I'm sure you guys are too, when it comes to, even though he was hurt, he was there on the sideline. He was there making it, doing what he could to help the team, even though he was not on the field with you guys. And I'm sure you had many guys that you've seen throughout your career that emanate exactly what Davis has done, but I'm sure any team would love to have a guy like him do just that.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Guys like him are diamond. Like, it's tough to find those guys. And it's tough to find good quality football players in general. In general, you see so many guys that can't make it in this league or can't make it in general. Like, this is the true 1%, probably less than 1%. And so when you get a guy that's doing that and then doing the extra, and he's doing the extra off the field, he's been doing this since I met him last year with the guys, connecting with offense, with defense. And there's just something that it's hard to speak on. Like, you don't really know with certain football teams that I've been on. When the quarterback has that influence with offense and defense, and he's all throughout the special teams, like, You need that for a winning team. And so it's just hard to find. Yeah, I mean, any team like would be, obviously lucky. But it's us. So that's awesome.
I'm curious, by the way, are you going to be the next one to beat him in pickleball?
First of all, I don't think he's that good at pickleball. I really don't. I don't know if that's a rumor that he's the best, but I'm pretty good. I've been working in the offseason. I don't know if he's that good. I'm not going to give him that. But I think I could beat him, honestly. I really do. He's really good. He is good, but I'm better now. So I guess we'll see.
On the next Flight Deck Live, Isaac Berglund versus Davis Alexander.
We got to go twos, though. Let me pick a partner.
Okay.
And you pick a partner, too.
All right. Listen, I think the potential to draw a lot of viewers, and I think people are going to tune in for something like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely tune in. Oh, yeah.
Pay-per-views in the dozens.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need. I'll talk to you about it, too.
Gotta get those clicks, right?
It's all about the clicks. Yeah. And the wins. And the sacks.
Yeah, of course.
And the touchdowns.
Speaking of touchdowns, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that the last time you played this Argos team, you scored your first professional touchdown.
Yeah.
No touchdown for you tonight, though. So, do you have something? Do you have something to say for yourself?
Oh man, yeah, I do, man. You can't make them all, but you can make some. So just happy I took advantage of that opportunity because obviously it doesn't come. It's a once in a blue moon thing to score a touchdown like that. But you play hard and you get rewarded by the football gods, and that's what happened tonight. It is what it is. We got the win, so that's all that matters.
Did you?
Well, a good thing is next week you'll be in Calgary, your former stomping grounds.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great opportunity for you to get your second professional touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it from on any team. I'm happy to go back and see a lot of friends, a lot of friendly faces. I'll see Derek Wigan will be there. We'll grab some dinner, and I'm just so much love for that place, man. I obviously I was drafted there. I got my opportunity to play there, and then that ultimately led to me being here. So no hate, so much love, and I'm excited to see some familiar faces.
Well, obviously, congrats on the win tonight. You have a couple of days off until next week's day one, which I'm guessing probably will be Sunday. But again, congrats on the win,
Thanks
and
so
we appreciate you coming by.
Thanks so much. I had to stop by.
Absolutely, keep it coming. And anytime you want to jump on in,
let me know.
You know where to find us. We'll be right here.
Sounds good. I think we need a shirt. We need an IAB shirt.
You know what? Tonight, Isaac at Yemi Berglund.
No, someone used to try to bully me in junior high. Isaac. I was like, dude, that name's kind of cool. And he just said it throughout the holidays. I don't know. It's a funny story. I don't know where that guy is now, but look how it all worked out, right?
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Yes, sir. You want to say it? You want to say it?
I have to say it. Right?
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I said it before. I said it again. I'll say it until I'm blue in the goddamn face. Anything can happen when you go live. This is why you have to tune in to Flight Deck Live, because anything can happen, including Isaac Yemi Berglund coming on to join us.
Exactly. We appreciate everybody who joined us for the show tonight. Again, you can watch the entire thing again over on Archive, or will be available in audio version very shortly. But again, the Alouettes do come away with the win. They beat the Toronto Argonauts 26-25 and improved to 4-2 on the season. And now it's on to Calgary. So for the last time here tonight at Personal Molson, for Cliffy D, I'm Tim Capper. We'll talk to you soon.